Hi Joshua. Thank you for joining me for in conversation. As you know, as you might have seen with some of the ones I'm doing, it gives us a chance to sit down with like photographers or makeup artists or models or anyone.
Yeah.
And it gives you a chance to just talk about your work, what you shot, and your sort of beginnings and everything. So yeah, we'll start with the beginning really. Kind of how did it start for you really?
So my background is actually in graphic design / interactive media, and it kind of started in university. Also, just like a general curiosity because my great auntie was a photographer, and then my mom did photography as well. And then when I did university, I was there for like a year, but then I dropped out. But one of the projects was to do with photography, so I just did that, and then I got back into it around 2016. Starting out with like everyone else, just using your phone or a film camera, just documenting your people, your friends, streets. Like I was very much a street photographer first, like getting to know the cameras and everything like that. And then my mum bought me an actual camera, which was a Canon 1200D.
Yeah,
I'm surprised I still remember. It's been that long.
Good memory.
And then just been going since ever then. So.
And how have you found it recently then?
In recent times, I've kind of noticed that I've slowed down, which is okay. Like I think I needed just to slow down because I've had a couple busy years, just like exhibitions and then shoots and my own personal projects. But I've just been kind of focusing a lot more on client work I feel this year.
Yeah.
But also just taking part of like exhibitions as well. But also just refocusing on what I want to create again. Because I think I lost myself for a while. So I'm focused on what I want to create going forward again.
Okay, nice, yeah. When you're getting into photography and that stuff, who did you get inspiration from?
That's a tough question. One of my main inspirations is Peter Lindbergh. Tyler Mitchell. His name has escaped me just on the spot.
Another photographer?
Yes. Campbell Addy.
Okay.
One of my favorites as well. And then just like Richard Avedon, Gordon Parks, Nick Knight is one of my favorites as well. But also I just take inspiration from all walks of media, like an art as well, from music to film. It could be poetry, it could be a song I've heard, like a line I've heard, or even just like a mood, like an energy that I felt, and I want to translate that into.
Yeah, so it's quite a wide area of like you grab inspiration from.
Basically, yeah.
What is it about, say with like the photographers, is there anything in particular? There's quite a range of style with that. Is there anything in particular?
In particular for Peter Lindbergh, I'll say like how he shoots his black and whites, but also how cinematic they are. And it's also like a dream of mine to kind of do just for a year to shoot black and white, kind of like how he did it. Like I wanted to look like a still from a movie, basically. Like that's what his images felt like to me. And I'm like, I want that kind of energy. Like people have said that to me, but I don't feel it yet. But that's kind of what I gravitate to and what I take from like Peter Lindbergh or like for even Campbell Addy, how he uses color and also his setups and how he photographs his subjects. That's something I also aspire to as well. So
yeah. And do you feel that's kind of like you were saying a bit there? Is it kind of carried over into your stuff? Like, do you feel like, say, for example, could you define your sort of style? Do you reckon is there anything that's carried over from those photographers that you've taken? You feel like it's given your sort of work a certain style? Because we'll go through some of it, and obviously there's definitely, like especially like the colours and the reds, and then we'll go into that then, like the sort of the sort of what you enjoy about that and the sort of that kind of thing. Yeah, do you feel like when you're shooting, do you feel like it's give you consciously like thing in your mind, like when you're planning a shoot, you're sort of gravitate towards certain?
Yeah, it depends on what the idea is, I feel. But also like in the back of my head is like, how would they present this concept? How would they show this to the world? Because back then, I'm gonna use Peter Lindbergh again. Back then it was like they had no social media. So like how did they go about sharing these ideas? And then when they're conceptualizing these ideas, what was they inspired by? So like I think about like things like that, like how can I show my references, especially as well, without making it look like a straight copy. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool. Well, we'll go into it with the first image actually, like on that vein of things. We'll talk about this first. The first one I got was the bathroom one. So yeah, first of all, like where was it shot? Because it's quite a cool location.
What's that hotel called? You know where Mount Mason is in Piccadilly?
Okay, yeah.
That hotel across there, Abode.
Yeah.
That hotel there is quite nice actually.
So like central Manchester.
Central Manchester, pretty much. Yeah. Just right bang in the centre.
And was it something? Had you seen the location before? Like, did you just kind of Google stuff and then find
No,
it? Was it?
Yeah, it actually was a spontaneous shoot.
Okay. Yeah.
I just wanted to get out of my house for a bit. I was like, I'm just gonna get a hotel, see what happens. And funny enough, my friend Gianna here, she was free. I already had a kind of a concept in my mind, and I sent it to her, and then we just shot it there. It was a really nice location as well, and funny enough, using that light, there was a emergency light I used for that.
Okay.
To get the whole red, and then I just made sure the lights were off. I don't know, there was just something about this shot here. It was just all of that. What's the word? The framing.
Yeah.
I was like, yes.
well, that was it. There's a few from I've seen on Instagram of the series of it, and then I did pick out that because of the frame and the way she positioned it. I mean, even if you got like the coloured tiles, like the blacks and the whites. That was one I was going to ask about the lighting as well. So was that with the red? Is that in the shoot? Is that the light that you put over?
Yeah, it was literally just like right behind her, if you can see it slightly there. But I knew I wanted to use red predominantly in this shoot, even though there was a lot of color going on in this room. Like it had like stacks of books and a wild, colorful background. I don't know. I just I need to kind of like. Plus, the inspiration came from a song called Red Room, and I wanted to kind of turn that into something of my own.
Okay, yeah.
That's where the kind of inspiration came from. Like, there's 2 songs on Red Room that has that name. I can't remember which one it was, but yeah, I just wanted to make something with that name, take that inspiration, just from it.
So again, yeah, like you're saying about drawing inspiration, not just from photographs you've seen, but like quite from like a broad area of like the arts or anything. So the outfits are quite cool as well. I was going to say, because I go through and then she's got like this, I think she's wearing there like the sort of leopard print, all that sort of stuff as well. So is it just you and her on the shoot?
Just me and her, yeah.
And the styling, was it from a bit of both, or was it from her side?
Her side, yeah. Like I kind of gave her a base kind of layer of like ideas, like could pull from this, from that. But I've shot with her a few times, and I kind of know what her wardrobe was like. So it was mainly her.
Okay, yeah. And that, obviously you said you shot with her. She's a friend as well. Does that make it? Surely it makes it easier.
Way easier. Way. I love working with new people. Don't get me wrong, but there's something about just working with people that understand how you work and can see what you're going for, and then just interpret it their own way. It just makes our jobs easier. I feel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah, like I said, it was a cool shoot, and
thank you.
Yeah, the different just go through. I'll get some of the images up on there and like the different ones on there. It's really cool.
Thank you.
The next one, we'll go into the next image as well, the one in London. How long ago was this one?
This was last year, around this time actually. I've been wanting to work with Paige for a couple of years now, just never had the time to. And I was just in London for like the day, just seeing some friends. And I was like, I might as well just shoot one of there. It was sunny as well for once. They were shot at the Barbican Centre, which I always love to gravitate to. It's just something about that brutalist building and the angles, like you know. So yeah,
well, it goes again like a lot of the effects in the greys and sort of that sort of stuff as well. Yeah, had you done much work in London? Have you been back and forth?
Back and forth, but it's short bursts because I'm like, as much as I love London, I can barely stand it. Yeah. I'm a Londoner as well because my background. I'm originally from London, but I moved up here a long time ago. But I can just barely stand London. But the people there just won't make it for me, and my best friend lives there, so I might as well just do some bits while I'm there. But no, I do want to do more shoots in London. I feel like I've done a lot in Manchester now. I feel like I just need to start dipping my toes more into London, slowly but surely.
Yeah, well, like I said, I think it's good to go every now and again. I know what you mean about you go down, it's quite busy and it's a bit hectic and that as well. But it's got some like cool locations. Again, with the styling on this one, was this from Page's side?
Yeah, it was. Again, gave them a base layer. I was very inspired by Massimino Dutti, I think it's called, fashion brand, and I have a lot of their images on like my Pinterest boards. And I think I just made like a mood board for a few test shoots that I was doing that day. I can't remember. I think it was just only Paige I worked with that day. Cannot remember, but I kind of gave her a base layer because I love my trench coats. I love like my long shapes. I love my shapes in coats and shirts and all of that. So yeah, nicely from her.
Yeah, and when you're beforehand, do you give much of like a mood board to the model?
I always do, as much as I can. Yeah, not too detailed, but sometimes I can get detailed, and it depends on the idea. But if it's like say a test shoot, I keep it kind of not too much, you know, and then depends.
Just to like leave a bit of room for like
interpretation.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. And when you're working with the models, do you give much direction to them? Do you let them do their thing, or
mix of both? Depends on who the model I'm working with. Like if it's someone that's been doing this for a long time, I let them predominantly take it in their own direction. I give them a few tips here and there, like say, turn your face this way or do this kind of pose, whatever. But if it's someone newer, I do my best to give some direction, but I feel I'm not good at direction yet.
Okay.
It's an ongoing thing. I'm trying to get better with direction. Like it's hard making up poses on the spot. I get that. And I'm just doing my best.
Yeah.
with direction.
That's why I think you're saying like sometimes the mood boards help. Definitely, maybe if you've got models, sometimes they need that reference a bit and you can kind of point to stuff. I know what you mean about the pose, because sometimes often, when you're there and you're trying to act it out yourself, and I'm just like, I'm not quite pulling that off.
I can't do this. No, I can't lift my leg this high. No, I cannot do this. Well, no. I try.
Okay, and it leaves a bit of, say, like freedom for them. I think that's how I try and do it a bit as well, where you want to give a bit up, but then you want them, they're bringing something to it. Basically.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, so, just into some more questions then. So, where were we up to there? Yes, so wanted to jump into Scene Red. So, kind of tell us a bit about that first.
So, that started at the tail end of the first lockdown we had in 2020. Sorry, my mind just went blank. Basically, I was just sending my work to a lot of like online magazines at the time. I'm tired of like sending it and then just rejecting it and constantly doing that. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna make my own space, for my own ideas. And I initially wanted to make it a magazine, like have a proper magazine for all the shoots and other things. But then as I kept creating for it, I realized like it's just basically an extension of me and my own creative space that allows me to express who I am as a photographer and as an artist in general. So that it can shift to however I want it to be. It could be from books to physical items to online stuff, short films, whatever.
So it's good. It's kind of give you that freedom. To do it how you want to do it. Has it added to? Does it give you more buzz to kind of want to create stuff there?
Always. Like I'm basically planning a new project now to put out through there, and it's the first project in a while where I've been very excited to get into it, because this year I've done a launch and exhibition for the latest book, and that concept around it was paparazzi. So I was looking at a lot of paparazzi style like campaigns. A big one was the Balenciaga one that came out a few years ago. I was like, I want to do something like that, for my book. It's like a marketing type of way. So I casted, shot it, directed it all. I basically told people, imagine you're a celebrity getting away from the paparazzi, but you're using the book as a prop to like hide your face. And then I bought like a red bag and some flowers just to kind of add on to the art direction with that. So,
have you enjoyed that side of it as well?
It's helped me find an appreciation for art direction as well, also creative direction, just that whole thing alone, because it's built my skills up in that way as well, like how I see things and how I see the ideas and how I see styling and makeup, etc., etc.
Yeah, well, we'll go. I think actually, in the last image as well, when we're going to that, because I noticed that it's you were saying about the sort of the art direction, the create, like you had a lot of involvement around all that as well. So it's obviously like added to that as well. And when you're with the magazine stuff, yeah, have you found it quite easy to get it all kind of like printed and?
I've used 2 services online where they're self-publishing called Blurb for Volume 1. And then second one was through Bob Books, which is a UK-based one, which is nice because Blurb is based in somewhere in America and shipping takes a long time. Whereas the one in the UK didn't take that long. And they were very nice people. They even interviewed me for their blog, which was really cool. But I don't know, I just really love being able to shift it to how I want to use it. Like I could use it for doing more books or more films or even for my own digital art. I want to start using it for that, but I just haven't found the concept for it yet. So right now it's just photography based. But yeah.
Well, there's something nice about I mean, even myself lately, it's getting stuff in print more, and well, like same like the exhibitions as well, and then the print like the books, and it's just I think there's something nice about that as opposed to stuff going on social. It's just very quick and stuff like that. So yeah, there's something nice about that. You did the exhibition, so that was in Safe Bank Centre. Was that last year?
That was last year, yes.
Yeah, how did that go?
Funny you asked that. So the year before last year, 2022, I was at South Bank with my friends, and then I saw an exhibition that said Black People Are the Future, and I was like, I'm gonna be here. And then the year after, I did a residency with Factory International and South Bank and Apple, and then in the end there was an exhibition. I was like, this is weird timing, because it was around the time that I was there and I said I was going to be there, and then just being in a place where I've been to a few times and just seen exhibitions and I've been fond of, it was like, I can't lie, I cried when I got home, but also for me as well, my mom, she was like, you're going to be in galleries one day. And then I actually did it last year. So I was just like, wow, this is mad.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Like, I still think about it sometimes. I'm just like, this happened?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Well, there must be something, like, especially when you get, because I've seen your Instagram and then there's some of the behind the scenes video of people there. And it must be something so fulfilling at that when you've got so many people turning up as well and coming to have a look at it. Was the response really good there?
Yeah, it was. So from the first time that they exhibited in South Bank, actually, speaking of that room that they did the exhibition in, they haven't had an exhibition in over 75 years. And it was the first time where it was just Black people in the space exhibiting their work. That's one thing that also compelled me to do the residency, seeing people that looked like me taking up space in this world, in this art world. And then it got like featured in many websites, magazines, like from GQ to Hypebeast to ITV. Like they did an interview with the co-director, the chairman of South Bank, if I remember correctly. It was everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, and just seeing our names on a lot of these websites, it was crazy.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. It's crazy, honestly.
Was it quite tricky to put together and do, or was it kind of got flowing with it?
So it was in teams, so a lot of it was with my team, but the people I was with, they were on the ball anyway. And I knew a few of them already from previous stuff, or I've seen them in various places. And yeah, our team just got it done quickly. Like our 2 ideas were shot day after day. Like one of them was shot in Trafford, and then the next one, do you know National Express?
Oh yeah.
We just shot up there.
Okay. Yeah.
No one interrupted us. We got that done within like a couple hours, and then went back to factory and we were just chilling.
Yeah.
So it was very smooth. And then I remember hearing about other teams having some issues, but we were just like, cool.
Yeah.
We're just chilling.
Good. Yeah.
So.
Do you have more plans for like exhibitions?
I do. I have one coming up in January in Station South, in Levenshulme. It's an art exhibition. Basically, I'm exhibiting a full series of work called Tender Violence, where I explore my love for pop art, but also turning images of war, but more flipping them on their head, basically. So that's happening in January.
Nice. Yeah, we'll look out for that. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's go to the last image.
Yeah.
So this was for the musician. Is it Turner?
Yeah, Turner. Yeah.
How did that opportunity come about?
Through Twitter.
Okay.
Funny enough, yes, people still use Twitter. We've just been following each other for a while, and then he wanted to work with me, and he went on to work with me. He's a really nice guy as well, and then he's just been a fan of my work. So yeah, yeah.
So yeah, he's seen you through
like my social media. Sorry, like just seen the work I worked on, and
yeah.
Also, he's been a fan of my artworks and stuff like that as well. So it was a great opportunity for me to do something with the both of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so this was like for this image. This is actually not the chosen image that he decided to go with. Mm-hmm. This was just like a spare idea that I just threw together.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah. How did you? Was that in like post edit with the?
No, that was all in camera. Like just a lot of just flinging myself around.
Yeah.
Shot it in the photo cove. Just a lot of flinging around, having him still. He wanted that as well, like a lot of motion blur as well, just to kind of give it mysterious kind of look as well. And I felt like I wanted that as well because I love motion blur.
Yeah.
There's just something about it, like if it's captured well, it looks great. And I felt like this, well, it came out very well. This original image is black and white, but I thought, let me try mixing it up with some color. And yeah.
So it's talked about, was it mentioned beforehand a bit then with him?
Yeah, it was, yeah. I came together with like a mood board, a Pinterest board of like various references that I picked from. He came with some as well, but we came together with like brought our ideas together. Then on the shoot, he had someone styling it and everything like that. And then it also doubled up as press shots for him as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Nice. Well, what I was going to say as well actually is about, because we said about the first image, the lighting, and then this with the blur.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like to try and achieve most of it in when you're shooting there?
Yeah. No disrespect to people that do it like in post, but there's something about doing it in camera. Like it can look like a mistake, but it's fine. Mm-hmm. You know, try it in camera before doing it after post. Like it just doesn't have that same feel. Mm-hmm. Like you can tell when someone's done it after, whereas if it's in camera, it just looks, in my opinion, better. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, it's more about beforehand about what you're trying to say and sort of, the thought behind it initially. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you said with this one it was fully art creative directed.
Yeah.
And so you got your service, JRD Services.
Mm-hmm.
So what did that involve with that? Was it like, say, was it all the kind of the planning and that side of things?
All the planning, like studio, so how I want to shoot it, lighting, and then for even post-production, how do I want to edit this, and then how do I want the cover to look like as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, literally everything behind the scenes going into it after everything. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I just let him do what he needed to do.
Yeah. Did that feel, I mean, I've gathered, like, talking as well, I can see that you like all that, the sort of creative side initially as well, and not the planning and everything. Does it involve a lot? Is it quite a lot to do, or do you not find it that sort of, because you enjoy it so much, you find it like just enjoyable to do?
For this one, it was quite enjoyable because I've gotten along with this person anyway, and we know how we work. So it's quite easy for me. But I do enjoy like the chaos of behind the scenes, like mood boarding to figuring out lighting to styling to this, that, and the other. I'm realizing like I really enjoy it, despite the chaos of it.
Yeah,
you know how it can get.
Yeah. So the last few questions, we'll go into. Sorry. So how would you describe sort of the photography, sort of fashion scene in Manchester?
Oh boy, it's changed over the last few years, which has been nice to see. It's nice to see people actually trying newer stuff and also just mixing it up now. Because like I felt like there was a period of time where it all kind of looked the same, like white walls, flash, hard flash. I know people that still do that, and I've doubled on that myself, but it's just like, mix it up, guys. Also the whole blue and teal and Tip Street car park.
Yeah.
You know, we've all done that, but I feel like it's in a good place right now where it's just like changing and there's newer people now. And a lot more people are doing more film as well, which has been nice to see, like medium format film. And yeah, it's just growing and just expanding and just experimenting as well.
Yeah, I feel like there's a bit more variety going on.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's quite a good like community as well?
Oh, definitely. I think that's something that edges out London for me, is like there's an actual community here where like you can connect with other photographers that can give you advice or let you shadow them or just like learn from them or just grow with, you know, and like you can call a lot of them your friends, you know, whereas in London I feel like a lot of people are, what can you do for me? Whereas here's like, let's grow together. I try to be that myself for other people wherever I can. And
yeah, I think I've noticed that, and it's definitely helps. It's very important to be quiet because I've noticed when you seem like quite open, and then you know a lot of people and like, very friendly. So I think it helps to be that quite open as well.
We need that. We need more people that are willing to not gatekeep, you know, like help the people coming up, because I didn't have that when I was starting out. A lot of it was me figuring out my way. So nowadays, if I can do that for other people, I will try my best.
Yeah, nice. Any future plans with Seeing Red?
So I'm working on a new project called City of Red, where it's kind of like this place that exists in its own space, and I'm just working on characters right now, like that exist in this space. I'm taking a lot of inspiration from like Blade Runner, Akira, like classic dystopian sci-fi films. So, and I just want to bring that into my own world. So that's something I'm working on. That's the main thing. And besides that, and the exhibition.
Yeah. So more exhibitions, more print.
More exhibitions, more print. Yeah. I pushed for print this year heavily because I felt like with Instagram and the algorithms, things just get lost. So I want to just keep going with more physical stuff, whether that's like posters printed out on the walls and stuff like that, or books. But yeah.
Nice. Yeah. And last one, just any advice for other photographers?
Experiment, especially. Connect with others as much as you can, and just have fun. You know, like, have fun with this. Some people take it too seriously. You know, things get lost. Like, if you're just doing it for money, I get it. We gotta do that, but you gotta have fun with this at the end of the day. You know, it's an art form. Like, express yourself. You know, don't be afraid to try different mediums of photography, like from street to portrait, landscape, whatever. Yeah, that's what I'd say.
Yeah, that's good advice. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's it. Thanks for sitting down.
It's all right. It's all right. Pleasure.
Thank you.
Long overdue.